Today we're going to be breaking down gameplay from a 5 KD console player. Talk about how console players can go about getting more kills on Rebirth despite the FOV disadvantage. Now this gameplay is from Band of Bros, who is a YouTube streamer and content creator. So I'm going to go ahead and link his channel down in the comments below for you. Make sure you go check him out at some point. He's an incredible player. Now today's gameplay is a 27 kill win in a 1.17 average KD lobby. So this is not a bot lobby. This is a pretty good lobby right here. We're going to pay attention to a few different things. The first, which is what we kind of saw right here, is going to be the pace of his engagements. I talk about all the time. The biggest tip for console players is keep your distance. Stay outside of that 5 to 7 meter range. That's where you're most likely to get your camera broken. And he does that in 2 different ways. The first is going to be patience in his engagements. Playing a little bit more patient on his approach, waiting for players to make a move or come to him, and he's able to keep his distance that way. The second is going to be using his movement to open up that FOV, open up that camera a little bit, create that distance, at which point he's able to execute a little bit easier. Now, the second is, of course, going to be the information. Information is crucial for console players. Using UAVs, using pings after you get a kill, using audio cues to understand where people are, because you can't always rely on what you are seeing. You've got to rely on that minimap a little bit more. The third is going to be centering, and centering for console players is crucial because, once again, of that FOV. You've got to put your crosshairs where you think people are going to be and then anticipate from there. If you are looking to get better Rebirth and Fortune's Keep as we're jumping in here, just consider subscribing down below. I do videos every single day just trying to help people improve and get more kills on both maps. Now, to start us off here, we're going to see what we can find. He's going to be using the Uzi here. Right here, he makes a very interesting decision. I actually think he goes restock. I didn't catch this until now. I thought he went tempered. He actually grabbed tempered a little bit earlier. He's going to go restock with the Uzi and then grab the NZ. This isn't something that I personally suggest, but at the end of the day, look, the NZ is still a very good option, but right now, you're not really having any Cooper. I mean, the Cooper carbine is on the ground technically, so if you grab the Cooper carbine, you could, but I prefer to have mine. Now, right here, we notice that little bit of patience, right? He hears somebody pushing up this hill based on audio, and as a PC player, I would go in and push this. Watch how he just waits. He just waits for this guy. Is he camping this corner? No, this is where we talk about positioning. Camping is when you sit in a spot and you just don't leave. He's just kind of waiting because he has to. Now he's able to hit his shots. He gets the down, immediately uses that minimap. You see the eyes go right to the minimap. He's got two down below. So he's got one down below right here, one down below right here, and one on his level. So he's going to immediately challenge that next enemy, but he's still going to keep his distance right here. Notice he doesn't just push this guy around the left side and use his movement. He stays a little bit further away. He's able to get the advantage right there. Once again, doesn't push, plays a little bit more patient. He's able to get that down in thirst. He notices that 2 are below. Now is where we're going to start seeing the positioning come into play. And yes, this is crucial for console players. PC players, a lot of it comes down to movement because you're going to be moving. You're going to have that advantage. A lot of console players need to be using positioning and basically doing things like this. Playing a little bit further away, not too far away, just outside of that 5 to 7 meter range, putting yourself in a good spot. He's going to go ahead and push. Now, understand 5 to 7 meters. When I talk about 5 to 7 meters, that's this range right here. In this position, he's in no spot to get his camera broken. And even if that happens, he can, on ADS, he can hip fire and use that. But it's a very difficult position for that guy to break his camera. He's able to get the down. He's able to get thirst number 1. Notices a guy up top. Now he's flying in. Once again, in no position to get his camera broken right here. Now he's good to go. He notices that 1 is up at the shack. He's already got 10 kills. Really, really good start right here. You know, he's on 30 bomb pace. Like I said, he's going to end up dropping 27. Lobby dies out a little bit, which is unfortunate. Already down to 6 teams. When I say already, you know, 6 teams in quads is pretty normal, although I'd love to see a few more. He's going to go ahead and challenge. Once again, not in a bad spot at all. And I want you to notice what he just grabbed. If you didn't catch that, he grabbed hardline. It's going to be crucial in a second here. If you saw my short the other day, you'll understand why. He's got 4,700. Hardline discounts buy station items. So as we look at this right here, 2 main ones that I want to highlight. The first is going to be the loadout drop marker. If you have hardline, if you grab that off the ground as a lootable perk, 5,600 for the loadout drop. Huge advantage right there for you, especially early game. The second is going to be UAVs. UAVs are discounted from 6,000 to 4,500, and that is every single time you hit a buy station with hardline. So definitely keep that in mind. I always talk about pay attention to your cash. You know, at the end of the day, if you've got hardline, you've got to really know that because you may may not have 6,000, but you may have 4,500. He's going to go ahead and not quite get that down. Notice how he doesn't just push this, though. He plays a little bit more patient, right? So he's still in the action right here. This is what I want you to understand. He's still playing aggressive. He's still pushing players. He's just not playing right on top of people like you tend to see with PC players. He's going to play a little bit more positioning. Quick reload. He hits him with the Semtex that way, and he actually uses Semtex to his advantage really well throughout this game. One of the few players that I see use Semtex. I personally don't. I think throwing knives are a huge advantage, but if you were to look at it from a console perspective, because of that distance, there are certain times where it probably is more beneficial to be running Semtex, and it's something you should think about. We're actually going to highlight a few examples in particular throughout this game. Now, he's going to actually stick this guy. What a toss right there. He's able to get the down, get smoked from behind, and he is using stims. Now he ends up going down right here, and he's going to go ahead and self. They got the UAV up. He's going to get some help from his teammates, which, look, no matter how good of a player you are, sometimes you need a little bit of help from your teammates. And you know what? He's going to get tapped so that he doesn't waste his self. And he noticed the guy over to his right. So right here, he's going to notice the guy right inside of the tent. Right there. You can see him right about there. So we're going to go ahead, and he's going to push into cover. Now he's basically going to replay and get back in the fight. 13 kills already, so really good pace. He had a really good early game, was able to execute on 2 to 3 separate teams right there, and now he's once again right back into the fight. This is where we talk about the re-engage, right? As soon as he's played it, he is back acting on the information that he had. Not totally sure where this guy is. He's just trying to see. And we haven't seen a whole lot of centering come into play yet, but we will here in a little bit as he pushes back into the buildings. One of the most important places where you have to use centering to your advantage is going to be inside of buildings. You got to be centering top of stairwells and everything like that. Now he gets UAV up, or they do, and look at this. Look at this mini map right here. You know, a lot of people over at living quarters. I think we're going to get one more ping here. He's going to open it back up. Yeah. So when I look at this map, right, you know, as much as you'd want to push towards prison block, I talk about free kills all the time. You know, this is really where all the action is. So if you're looking to drop higher kill games, these are the situations you're going to have to start putting yourself in. We can still play smart as we're going over there and approaching that way, but we do need to kind of be putting ourselves in those situations in the hot areas. Now watch how he plays this right here. He's going to get in the building. Another team's going to push up towards that headquarters area, and he catches it. So he's going to go ahead. He's going to see what he can find. Not playing too aggressive, just kind of shouldering this corner a little bit, not putting himself too far out in the open. What can he find? Nothing. Okay, they pushed into Grandma's. Let's go ahead and push up the stairs. Let's go find the next angle right here to approach from. And once again, as I said, he's in the action right here. But the action looks different on console than it does on PC because of that distance. He's going to keep his distance here. He's not just going to go push in here, try to ego them 1v3, use movement, or try to play right on top of people. He's going to wait to try to get a clean knock. And this is part of where he is a very smart 5 KD player. Haven't really seen anything too flashy just yet, but he's very smart in the decisions that he makes. He's very smart in how he approaches fights. And I always talk about, like, part of being a better player is not dying sometimes and being smart about your challenges. He's going to immediately slide cancel. Boom. Notice the centering. Crosshairs are out. Immediately challenges this guy. Distance is perfect. In no scenario here to get his camera broken. He's able to execute and use that to get down and thirst. So 5 other teams here, 14 kills. He's going to use the stim. You see him using the stim a lot for the speed boost. By the way, in terms of speed, console players, just a reminder right here, you are moving the exact same speed as a PC player. Just, it looks slower because of FOV. He's going to go ahead and challenge this guy. Watch this 500 IQ play right here. This is something that a lot of you would get caught doing. A lot of you would get caught chasing this player right here. You would immediately go push and challenge that guy, which wouldn't be a bad play, but what he's going to do is actually get the thirst, and then he gets a little bit more information about where this player is actually going to be pushing. Around the corner, he gets caught in a weird spot right here. Notice he gets caught a little bit off guard, going to use his movement to kind of actually close down that FOV. But even right here, because this guy was already ADS, this is a very difficult adjustment for that player. And that's a situation where he just wins that gunfight. It's not an ideal situation. He was caught off guard. He's not keeping his distance on FOV, but he's able to still execute. And that's a situation you just got to find a way to win. We're going to have those situations where you just got to figure out a way to make it happen. $6,900 right here. He's going to go ahead and push over. 4 teams left in second circle, so this lobby's not exactly healthy. He's definitely still on 30 bomb pace. Now he's going to go ahead, once again, look at the mini map. Now, one thing I will say is I tend to be a little bit more careful about opening that big map, but this isn't a bad spot because it gives him a little bit more information about where the hot areas are. The one thing you want to be careful of, which a lot of you do, is open up that mini map and you just kind of leave it open for maybe 3 or 4 seconds trying to figure out what to do. Well, you just wasted 3 or 4 seconds on the UAV, where we can use that to approach a team and figure out exactly where people are. So you need to make a quick decision about who you want to push, and then as you get closer, you still have plenty of time on the UAV to figure out how to approach those guys and figure out where the free kill is. He's going to go ahead and push down below, see what he can find. Notice he's in the corner. He's able to challenge. And notice the centering around the corner right here. Once again, not in a situation to get his camera broken. And the one thing I do want to talk about, and this is where we talk about pushing versus getting pushed. If you are getting pushed by a team, you are very susceptible to getting your camera broken because you don't have that advantage. Whereas what you notice here is that he is constantly pushing. He is in control of how he is approaching fights. He is able to keep his distance because he is in control and he's the one playing aggressive. Centering right around the corner, able to hit high damage areas, gets the down and thirst. Notices that 2 are above and one's actually pushing right behind him. Quick replay and he's back in. Challenge around the corner. Good centering right there. He was ready for him. Still challenging around this corner. Trying to see what he can find. Notice the centering. Centering around the corner, and he's just anticipating. Centering's the best form of anticipation, and then we also need to talk about anticipation with intent, as I always do, being ready to actually fight those people. You know, a lot of you get caught in a situation where you're starting to center, you're starting to understand and think about where people are, but you're not actually expecting people to be there, which is why you don't get that first shot off, and you end up still losing that 50-50. So as you get better, what you're going to see him do is be able to anticipate and be ready for people, expecting people right there. Distance right there, he's able to hit shots with the NZ. If you're a console player, better be good with your long range option. It is your biggest advantage, to be honest with you. Your biggest advantage is going to be at that a little bit further range away where you can use that AR. He's even able to hit the jump spot right there. Watch how he keeps his distance, right? PC players, what do? We push straight into this fight. Watch him loop around. Keeps his distance, centering around the corner, trying to see what he can find. Ends up getting one in there. Not quite able to tag him up, but he's going to go ahead and push. Play a little bit patient, trying to see what he can find, trying to see if one's above. Clearing all around. Watch this right here. You just gotta love it. One guy right there. Can't get the second one. Can't quite tag the second one up, but somebody confirmed that kill, so need to know that there's another team. Now we get the pings. We got multiple teams fighting here. We got Heli incoming. In a weird spot. Gonna go ahead and use this to his advantage to see if he can try to get the kill. Gets the break, not quite able to. Can we just get helis? I mean, look, every once in a while I need a heli, but like not enough that I wish they wouldn't be taken out of the game. Notice he's not pushing here. He's just playing positioning a little bit, trying to see what he can find. He knows that there's people all around, but his disadvantage is in these buildings sometimes, putting himself too close to enemies. So he's just trying to see who's going to be caught out in the open. How can I go about finding some people and really just putting himself in the best position possible? We've had a few new subs come in, guys. I appreciate all the love and support. If you are subbed already and have made it this far, thank you so much. It means the world to me. You know, this is... You guys allow me to do this and continue to give you tips. Now, he's going to go ahead and push up right here using this Semtex to his advantage. And this is where he did actually play this really well. And this is the advantage of restock. He's still using the NZ to his advantage. Maybe I do a video on that at some point here soon. Maybe I do a video on that, you know, talking about how you can technically use that to your advantage. He's going to go ahead and push around the corner. Slow. Notice he doesn't just push that. He just kind of slides around there a little bit. Tries to see what he can find. And he's going to clutch this game. Oh, he gets caught mid. He gets caught mid-toss right there. Because that guy would have been a free and easy kill. Can't tag that guy. And he's going to go ahead and push out of here. He's going to go ahead and push out. Push up the hill, play positioning. This is where we start to talk about keeping your distance, right? Doesn't want to get caught in a bad spot. So he's going to early rotate this, knowing he can get a few free kills, knowing he's going to put himself in a better position just based on being able to use his AR. He gets the down right there. One flying in over to his right. He's able to get the... Did he get that down? I don't think he did. No, he got the full. The other smoke got the down. One more down below. He's going to go ahead and catch a few on top prison, right? Or top of Nova 6, simply because he's in a good position. And this is where we start to talk about especially endgame. Look at the Uzi right there. The Uzi's not quite meta, although he's absolutely melting people with this. And he's absolutely hitting high damage areas, especially when we talk about improving, becoming a 2 KD, 3 KD, 4 KD, 5 KD player. A lot of it is going to be about that aim and movement execution. Now we've got people top prison. Let's talk about positioning again. And you're going to see this. There's a subtle difference between camping and positioning. So as he pushes up, Gets caught right there. He's able to get the down and thirst, use a little bit of movement. Another situation, you just got to find a way to win it. You just got to find a way to win that. Use a little bit of drop shot. But this is the subtle difference between camping and positioning. Camping is if you do not leave. If he were to just sit up into this building for an extended period of time, he's camping in tower. By the way, 21 kills, respawn disabled. He's going to pick up 6 during the end game. I talk about the anatomy of a 20 bomb picking up 4. He's able to pick up 6 right here. So it's definitely possible. He's able to get that kill right there, use a little bit of a mount. He's going to go ahead and challenge that guy right there. Watch the Semtex toss. Because he fights at a distance, the Semtex toss allows him to get that down, allows him to get this thirst right here. Last one is going to be down below. And notice that as soon as he had that advantage, he rotates out of that tower. He's using that tower for his advantage, but as soon as he's able to get it down in that second one, he's going to go ahead and push. He uses that to open up his fights. He's able to get that little bit of information about the guy down below. Let's go ahead and keep challenging right here. 23 kills, 3 other teams left. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful game thus far. He's going to go ahead and push right in. He notices the res up top. Notices one flying in. So he's going to go ahead and challenge right here. He's going to hit the Semtex. Notices that guy's pushing in. Once again, he's just going to play rooftop. He's not going to push into these close quarters just yet because he's got to play smart. That's not where he is most advantageous. So notice how he plays a little bit more patient here. He's going to push in. He's going to peek this corner. He's going to catch the, he catches him right in front. Challenges, gets caught a little bit off guard here. He's able to win that gunfight. Uses his Semtex to his advantage. Goes ahead, pushes up, replays. He's going to get right back in this fight. Soon as he's played, he's back in. Notice this. One across in the street, one down below, probably pushing up that stairwell or kind of out front, and he's got one on his level. That one on his level is what he needs to go challenge, and he's able to do that. He's able to immediately re-engage. He's able to challenge with momentum based on the information that he has, and he's going to go ahead and slide around the corner. No bad scenario here with getting your camera broken. Good distance right there. And I want you to understand just how far or how close 5 to 7 meters is. I'm not saying you got to fight from 50 meters. I'm saying just back up a little bit. Don't play right on top of somebody. Last one's down across. So he's going to go ahead. 2 other teams. He's going to push down below. Well, hello there. We've got 2 people. This is a bad scenario. Watch how he plays this. He's going to get the drop shot. Immediately stim and he's out. Pushes through the building. Kind of finesses a little bit, uses the close quarters to his advantage. As soon as he's replated, quick reload, and he's back in. He's back re-engaging. He's going to get the thirst for his information. Notices one in the street, and now we make a little bit of a play. For anybody that says console players can't break cameras or console players shouldn't use stims because breaking cameras is hard and there's really no point, well, here you go. There's the camera break right there. Gives him the advantage. There is the advantage back in the favor of Band of Bros, right? He lost the advantage because he took a little bit of damage at first. Now he's got the advantage back. He's able to win that gunfight, even though he gets caught in a pretty weird position, and he's on console. He's still able to break that camera. 27 kills. Last one is still floating around here somewhere. He's going to go ahead and get the guy in the tent. Smoke does right there. And right there is the win. So I hope you found today's video helpful. Absolutely perfectly executed game by Band of Bros on console. Let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.